What's going on, guys? So, it's been a long time no see. Figured I'd give you guys an update. I haven't uploaded that Civic Part 2 and 3 yet. Part 2 is actually done. I just got to upload it and then we'll be ready to go. So, I wanted to give you an update of what I've been going crazy, getting project after project done in here. So, this thing turned into a bigger headache. This is a 2000 CRV. I bought it in... or a few $100, and the guy had the whole head pulled, and said the motor was shot. I could tell by what he had done, he didn't know how to time the motor, because what he ended up doing is bending some valves after he did his own timing belt. I had to replace the timing belt too, because the timing belt he had on here had gotten pinched and was really bad news. So, long story short, I put the original head, which was this one right here, back on there, and I replaced the valves that were in there because all of them were just shot. When I replaced the valves, I cleaned out the valve seats and everything, and I adjusted the valve, the rockers, put it all back together. She fired up and ran purred like a kitten and everything. When she got warm, and she started getting a lot of chatter, a lot of sounded like the valves are just smacking the pistons. So, the only thing I could conclude is that the valves seats were screwed up after having them bent valves in there for a while. So, the compression was great. Everything was great. It was just after you warmed up, it started really banging around. And it would even shut down. It was like it lost compression, would die, and then the springs would pull the valves back tight again or whatever. So, what I'm doing here is I got the head off of the other CRV over there. And I went ahead and put new valves in there. I actually bought one of these whole kits right here. So I got the whole rebuild kit. Got a new head gasket for it right there. New valves. New valve seals. Just checking this deck for being true here. And everything was good. But, yeah, I'm hoping this will just take care of the issue. So... once I slap it all together and put it up for sale, and everything else on this was great. No check engine light. Everything worked great. The exhaust is in good shape, which is rare for these CRVs. The only thing I could say that was maybe lacking a little bit was the battery was kind of weak. And I just think it needs to be driven around a little bit and get a good charge, and it'll probably be all right. But other than that, everything else, the exhaust was quiet. The O2 sensors were blowing right on the computer and everything. So... I'm going to slap all this back together, put that head, like I said, from that engine, from the other silver CRV I had that I parted out. And then, I don't need another timing belt on here, but it came with this big old kit I bought. Now, as far as the Civic, I'll probably have some pretty big news for me, not very big for the channel, because the channel ain't very big, but I'll be in a new location for the winter where it's warm, and I'll be able to enjoy driving around a Civic, because this last winter out here in Upper Michigan was absolute bull crap. So, but I got a few new things for the Civic that I'm upgrading. I'm gonna finally go ahead and throw on the GT35 eBay Turbo, and I picked up this ram horn quite a long time ago. It was one of the first parts I ever bought when I picked up this EK. And it seems to be in pretty good shape. I checked it for any cracks or anything, and it's really, I don't know how cheap of a Chinese ram horn this is, and I am well aware that these things crack and cause lots of problems. What I might end up doing later on is getting the cast iron, the cast iron ones that put the turbo on the top instead of under it. I forget now why I'm drawing a blank. But here's the thing, the exhaust I got on there is kind of hodgepodge, so I went ahead and ordered this 3-inch downpipe. And here's the thing, and I want you guys to watch out for this too when you're doing this, ordering these setups, because they said this is a 3-inch all the way around, and then when you get to this flange here, you come to find out that it isn't 3 inches. Do this shit with my hands here. As you can see, that is not 3-inch. That's a 2.5-inch inlay on there. So I was going to send it back and go through the mess of trying to find one on eBay, but I already had the flange for this. Matter of fact, it's probably, yeah, right there. My garage is such a mess from doing so much work. So I already had the flange, so I'm just going to saw this off and weld this on here. Be done, okay? Now, after this, so I'm going to put the ram horn on. I'm going to put the GT35 on. I'm going to have a nice down pipe. Throw my wideband here. Then, I also ordered a 3-inch, 31 by 11, 3-inch radiator off of Amazon here. It was $87.99, universal. Had good ratings. Everybody said it was actually pretty good quality. You know, it's not you know, not a Mishimoto or anything really high end, but you know, for $90, it'll certainly bring the air temps down on the turbo. But as far as going back to the exhaust, I picked up this kit, which is all pre-bent, mandrel bent stainless steel exhaust. I think it ran me about $260 to the door. That will be here in a couple days after this video's up, and then I can start cracking on that. So I'll have a full 3-inch all the way back. And then what I went with after that is I went with this Vibrant Ultra Quiet Stealth. And you can see it straight through. I'll tell you what, this muffler right here is absolutely, it's going to be amazing to hear what it sounds in the car compared to the raspy ass eBay one I have on there. But I had my daughter who can scream her lungs off, you know, and I say, hey, go ahead and scream inside one end, and I had my ear pretty close to the other, and it just killed all the noise to where I could just have it right to my ear. Normally you wouldn't want to be, you know, 50 feet away from her when she's screaming like that. You know, just trying to be funny, you know. But I say, oh, go ahead and give me that crazy scream you could do. And she said, ah! And it just was like, wow, that's going to be amazing when we get it on there. So I'll definitely have some videos, some before and after video of what it sounds like. Another thing I've been working on, I've been doing a lot of side jobs over here. I was just simple stuff, brake jobs and stuff like that. But the Eclipse is going to go bye-bye. I've finally come to the point where I'm like, oh, I really, really have been a DSM guy for, you know, my entire life since I got in the import scene in the 90s. And this Eclipse I picked up, I'm probably never, ever, ever going to find one this clean for as cheap as I did. For those of you who remember what I picked it up for when you watched the previous video of it, I got it at a pretty good deal because I thought the tranny was shot, and all it was the in-clutch pack, which is right on the side of the tranny. It's 410 mil bolts. You pull it out, you swap the seals, you swap the in-clutch pack, slap it back in, and you know, a half-hour job. The only thing that goes wrong with those, it's an auto GST turbo. We'll go out to it in a second, but the only thing that's wrong with those usually is the when the overdrive's out is just that in-clutch pack. So $95 delivered for my IPT transmissions, which you can see right there. And then, yeah, you're good to go. It works great now. The whole tranny works great. Now, the only other thing that was wrong with it, besides some interior issues, like a rip in a seat, and it just overall, it needs some attention a little bit here and there, but it's not too bad. The exterior, obviously, the paint job's great. The top is new. The paint's new. Not any rusted out shock towers on it like most DSMs are in that age. But the turbo was starting to smoke, and so I ended up listing it for sale. And I had already bought a 16G turbo offline. It was off eBay, another eBay turbo. And they had sold like 490 of these turbos for these DSMs, so pretty common thing. And I had a guy that wanted to buy it, and he still probably will. I'll know this weekend. Speaking of which, here's the Civic right there. So wife's having fun with the Civic. But anyways, I'm replacing the turbo in it, and the turbo came with the first gen J-pipe setup, which I should show you real quick. Alright, so I ordered the turbo, and when I did, I didn't even realize that the inlet piping right here was different from this, and I should have caught it. Like I said, I've been off and on dealing with DSMs for over a couple decades at this point, and I didn't even catch it, didn't even realize it. Newbie move, you know. So I went ahead. Well, by the time he was going to come up, it was already too. I was told him it was like a Saturday. He was going to come up the next day, so I slapped the turbo in, got everything ran, and then sure enough, I start figuring this out. So I bought the J-pipe conversion kit off of eBay, and I'm going to have that slapped in. But the oil feed line they gave with this kit was supposed to go from this bolt here down to the turbo down there. And instead of routing what's down there by the oil filter, there's an oil filter right down there. Right off the side of there is with the factory line. You gut all that out and cap it off, and then you can run off of here, right here. But the hard line they gave you wasn't braided. It was actually hard line. It doesn't fit at all. So then I'm like, oh crap, now I got to order this. So lo and behold, this is going to be done. I slapped a new battery in, got the 16G in here. Gonna get the pipes all right. I'll get that done today or next day, and then this car will be gone. If he doesn't pick it up at the absolute steal I'm giving it to him, I'd be embarrassed to even say what it is, but I'm gonna make a couple bucks on it. But man, not anything what this car should really be going for. But not to overinflate this car, but I mean it is dirty as all hell right now, that's for sure. But yeah. But yeah, it definitely needs a bath. So yeah, once I get that all set up, I give him the heads up that this was ready to roll, and then she'll be gone, and then we'll strictly be dealing with this thing, which, like I said, I'll show you. I went ahead and put the exhaust that I had on here. I had the excuse me, let me get this out. So I finally tacked up that exhaust down. Woo, that's hot. I finally tacked up the rest of the exhaust and attached it all the way to the back. It was the down. I tell you what, guys, for those of you looking to do open down or up pipe, I understand why the guys shoot it out their hoods, is because the sound levels to go out your hood is so much better than to go down the ground like that. I just didn't ever want to cut a hole in the hood and have that open, you know, for people to mess with. I don't even live in an area where nobody would mess with that, but certainly we're going to be going to is someplace that, you know, probably be at some car meets or something. And somebody wants to mess with it. I just don't like that idea. It seems like a bad security feature to have on your vehicle. So. And plus, it's so damn loud, like having it down pipe. So I don't even know what I haven't heard any up pipe ones yet, but I opted to go quiet and go 3-inch all the way back. So that's what I've been doing, guys. The Audi right here is on hold forever. I don't know. I'm probably just selling that, and then yeah, where I'm going, I'm bringing my tow rig here, and the RV, and I'm gonna bring my sailboat right out there, right there, and the Civic. And those are the vehicles. It'll be like a big ass caravan, and go straight south of here to a nice sunshiny state. And on that note, I'm gonna get some shit done in here and call it a wrap, so I can actually do some video editing and let you guys know what's going on. So I know I'm missing a ton of stuff I've been updating in here, but I'll catch up with you guys later. See ya.